Are you facing challenges in your health? Then Dr. Suleiman Clinic and Labs is here to provide you with the lasting solutions to your health problems. Dr. Suleiman Clinic and Labs is specialized and offers consulting in psychiatry, internal medicine, cardiology, urology, dermatology, gynecology, infectious diseases, and infertility. At Dr. Suleiman Clinic and Labs, we offer 3D/4D scan at just 5,000 francs, emergency ambulance, free ultrasound scan, and free medical consultations. Our staff is composed of well-trained doctors with good laboratory and best equipment. We are located in 2 cities, Boya at Mile 18 Bolifamba, and in Douala, we are located at Entre Pilot. You can reach us through the telephone number 694-940-172. Your health is at the right place with Dr. Suleiman.
So, hypertension, again and again and again. Hypertension is something that you should be on the lookout for. Hypertension can only be diagnosed in a clinic or in a health center. They'll measure the pressure, and if it's higher than a certain value, you are hypertensive. If that hypertension is accompanied by a swelling face, a swelling hand, that is a problem. The next step the health professional will do is take a sample of your urine and look out for the proteins. Now we have suspicion there is leakage of protein from the kidney into the bladder and into the urine. It is maybe better for you to understand how it works. How did you get the face swelling and how did you get the hand swelling? Protein, especially a protein called albumin, supposed to stay inside the blood vessels. Those are the veins and the arteries. So it stays inside the blood. This is the normal place, inside the arteries, inside the vein, inside the blood. Not outside the vessels, not outside the blood. So when I see protein in the urine, that protein doesn't belong there. It's supposed to be in the blood. So something had happened that caused the protein to leave the blood and leak into the urine. When this happened, edema, which is in other words a swelling of the face and the hands, take place. Now you are swelling, the hands are swelling, the face is swelling. Why? Because the protein that's supposed to hold on to those fluids, supposed to attract the fluid to keep it inside the vessel by means of osmotic forces. We don't have to worry about the technical or the medical terms. That protein that's supposed to stay inside the blood had left the blood into the urine and it wasn't supposed to. So that's now a pathological condition. Now, if I have hypertension, swelling hands, swelling face only, then the problem is mild preeclampsia and it could be managed. If the mother is close to term, meaning 30, 32, 34, 35 weeks, we keep her in the hospital most of the times and we manage and monitor, make sure things are under control till she delivers, unless the ass is open and she is ready to deliver. What is the other things that should be a bit more dangerous than just a swelling face, swelling hands? If you now get headache, if you get blurred vision, and the headache is not stopping, and you cannot just, you see things, you see people double and triple. The vision is so blurred. And when you go to the lab, you see the liver enzymes, which is AST, ALT, which the lab will do, the health center will do for you, or the clinic will do for you, is high. That means there is already a bit of liver damage, beside the swelling face, the swelling hands. So that is now, can move into severe preeclampsia. We can now move to a more dangerous situation where the baby has to come out. So what is the treatment of preeclampsia? Take the baby out, and the problems will resolve. So now, so those are things that you should be on the lookout. Let me repeat. The most important thing that you will be looking out for when you're pregnant is your blood pressure. We discussed last show about diabetes, and we said what is the complication of diabetes during pregnancy. You could be non-diabetic before pregnancy, and you develop diabetes while you're pregnant. And in this case, we said how you're going to measure diabetes and what are the things you do. And we give the advice, full advice last session. You can go back to the session and listen to it. Today we're talking about very important thing, which is the blood pressure. High blood pressure is a danger, especially if there is a swelling face, a swelling hand, and blurred vision and a headache. And when you go to the lab, the liver enzymes are high, beside the protein that we already found in the urine. In this case, if the baby is less than 3-4 weeks pregnancy, the doctor will give you an injection to increase the surfactant of the lungs so the baby can breathe, and most likely the baby has to come out. So, why would things get complicated to that level? Because you have ignored your visits and you have ignored your high blood pressure during pregnancy. So, two very important things you should be in the lookout for while you're pregnant. Number one, increased sugar in the blood. Number two, which is the most important thing while you're pregnant, is your blood pressure. Now, let's move to another very small issue. I am pregnant, second or third trimester, and I have painless bleed. I'm bleeding, vaginal bleed, and there's no pain. What is the problem? Well, when you bleed from the vagina at term or near term or end of second trimester, this blood could be one of two things. Could be your blood, mother's blood, or could be the baby's blood. Now, if we know, we took those blood and we put under the microscope to see, that's what we call peripheral smear, and we find out it's mother blood, then the problem is not so bad. We can stabilize the patient. We can see why the patient is bleeding by looking with the ultrasound to see the position of the placenta and which type of the placenta it is. And then we establish the management after we confirm what kind of placenta we have. But this is up to the doctor to do. I'm talking about your education as a patient education, as a pregnant mother education. When you see blood, painless blood, that's a flag. We need to know, is this your blood or is this the baby's blood? Because they both come out of the vagina now. There is no other way. So if we establish that this is your blood and you bled like 500 mils, is no big deal. You bled 1,000 mil, is no big deal. Why? Why I'm saying no big deal? Only for pregnant women. Because normally a pregnant woman has more blood than non-pregnant women. If you're pregnant, your blood volume has increased to about 7.5 liters. While if you're non-pregnant, you're about 5.5. So you gain about 2 liters there of blood. 2 liters, right? So if I lose 500 mils, it's no big deal. Because I already have extra blood, 2 liters, because I'm just pregnant. So if I'm pregnant, my blood volume increases by 2 liters. So if I lose a few hundred mils, is no big deal. Till the doctor stabilize you and will determine the cause, and then you are stable, then everything will be okay. But what if that blood is a fetus blood, is a baby blood? What do we do? Well, how would you know? Again, like I told you, we take a sample of that blood, we put on a slide, we look under the microscope. The fetus blood is totally different from the mother blood. We can easily distinguish between the two. This one looks one way, and the fetus blood looks totally a different way. It's darker, much darker than the mother blood. So we know which one is bleeding. Is the mother bleeding or the baby is bleeding? Now, we said if it is a mother blood, there is no big issue because you have a lot of blood there. You have 2 extra liters of blood that you gain during your pregnancy. If I lose 500 ml, it's no big deal. It's not going to kill you. But if I lose 200 mils of that baby blood, the baby will die. Why? Because the baby only had 500 mils on him. He cannot afford to lose 200 mils. This is half of his volume. So we have to distinguish. Is it a maternal blood? Is it a mother blood? Or is it a fetal blood? So this is not for you to worry about. This is for the doctor to worry about. Your business is when you bleed, you rush yourself to the hospital and the hospital will do the rest. Your education is, I need to know, is this my blood or my baby's blood? This is your education.